No, 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 Zoe said. I pay for everything. Lenny had given they them the courage to ask a simple question. Zoe, do you think you might be able to help me replace the robot arm? They them never mentioned money or blame. They them was used to couching questions in a very particular way with Zoe. Though it didn't seem to make a difference, they them always liked to enter soft. No, Zoe said, I pay for everything. I came here to get my shit from the storage in my place that you're staying in. You should be honored that I let you stay here instead of throwing all your shit out onto the street. It wasn't customary for they them not to respond, but reason somehow kicked in. It must have been the resin of decades of meditation and post-pandemic exhaustion. There simply were no words, and appropriate responses flew away like birds on the wind. Nothing to say, Zoe said. That's what I fucking thought. You're gonna build it just like you were doing? You're gonna pick up where you left off just like you always do? I said I'd help you with the thing, but I really don't see a purpose for it. You're supposed to be going to your therapist and taking your meds. I don't see that. I'm not reporting that. You should be honored that I'm leaving you the fuck alone with that too. So what? I spilled water on the thing. What else you got to do but make it again? Right? They them thought to themselves, okay, I'm not catatonic. Am I mind melding with Zoe? I feel no emotion. As they them sank into the deepest part of the silence in their heart, Lenny walked in with arms filled with 3 boxes. She gently placed them on the floor just past the entryway, smiled gently and looked at Zoe, slowly blinking and rotating her head. She then looked at they them and made an assessment. Oh, so you must be Zoe, Lenny said, with an almost bird-like trill. Assessing in kind, Zoe turned to Lenny with her predator hat on and said, Indeed, and you are? Moving in, Lenny responded. I'm a new tenant here. Oh, Zoe said. Are you sure about that? They never cleared this with me. Oh, I'm sure. I read the lease over several times before deciding to move in order to save money, and it looks like they them is a master tenant here. They do have a right to sublease this out to whomever they'd like to. Uh-huh, Zoe said. It's your smart one, eh? Uh, I'm well read, Lenny said. We're having a private conversation. Do you mind? coming back later? I wouldn't mind, Lenny said. I've had a long day at work and I'd like to retire to my room, if y'all don't mind. I mind, Zoe said. This is my property. Lenny said, as you wish. Lenny stared at Zoe in timeless time and decided to stay inside instead. In a small act of quite civil disobedience, she simply sat down on the floor in the entryway and said to Zoe, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm so dang tired. Carry on. I'm not really listening anyway. Enervated, Zoe continued. Listen, I could kick all y'all out if I really cared to, but the revenue's kind of nice. I'm doing some renovations on my place. So what I need you to do is stop asking me for shit and just, how can I say this bluntly? Take it. Take what? Lenny interjected. Just what should they be taking? I'm a certified enlightened witness, and so anything you say that is jeopardizing them's emotional support issues can't be reported. I would hate to do so. It might be inconvenient for your plans, for your home, your future, you know? Oh, Oh, Zoe said, pointing her finger at Lenny. You're, you two are... What? What are we doing? Lenny said. I'm a tenant here, and I'm also a certified enlightened witness. That's all I know. What do you think that you know? Zoe, is it? Uncharacteristically silent, Zoe stopped talking, stopped interacting, and simply left the premises. I'm sorry you had to see that, they them said. I tried to ask her, but it's not your fault, Lenny said. I shouldn't have pushed you. We studied this in my coursework. I just tried to find a workaround for you, but you can't help it, Lenny said. They them found the inspiration and the frustration. I said to Lenny, you know what? I can. I kind of got off track with some things, and I think having you around could be a good thing. What with your training and all? What with your training and all? Not to say that I would take advantage of that, but just, well, you know things, and because of my emotional disability, it actually sharpens my other abilities, and I'm able to more keenly observe and emulate healthy souls. I'm encouraged to do so with you here. I hope that's not too disconcerting. to what your days might be like in this timeless time. Oh, don't think about that, Lenny said. I'm so busy with work and everything, and you're doing me a solid getting my device going. I know it's a little iffy for you because it's not approved and all. So we kind of got each other's back, right? In a way. In a way, yeah. Well, I know you were going to retire to your room, they them said. Sorry, there's no smoking jackets on site. But have a nice night. I can take your boxes in a little bit later. It's only my emotional ability that's a little shaky, but I can be pretty strong when the occasion calls for it physically. Yeah, Lenny said, I'd super appreciate that. Thank you. Lenny walked up to they them with a soft smile and walked away. I don't know why I bother to think, they them said, silently or otherwise. I need to lean more on what I feel, be honest. Everyone in my life that I care about tells me that. Lenny knows I love her and she lets me. I have an understanding of her boundaries and she has an understanding of my love for her. They them said to no one in particular save themselves. She knows she doesn't save me. Only thought and action born of thought saves us. Only our own ideas and all the actions that flow from them. A nice little inspiration never hurt anyone, they them said aloud. I need it, and there's something in her that knows I need it. All I can think to do right now is make that robot just like Lenny. Why would I want it to replicate anything that Zoe said or did or anything I think Zoe should say or do? All that Zoe brings is chaos and disruption and grief. And all that Lenny brings is relief and hope and dopey smiles. And if I can't have that with her, I can certainly build the next best thing and find a way to make it work and play